Rahul Gandhi is no more than a Twitter troll. His politics is limited to his tweets. He is absent from the parliament when the parliament is in session. He is absent from the streets. He is absent from his party meetings. So he is like these anonymous trolls who you don't know where they are but keep tweeting. So I don't think Rahul Gandhi's tweets have any implication beyond Twitter, and therefore there need not be any serious political response to his tweets. Secondly, it is difficult to comprehend how Rahul Gandhi understands the problem of unemployment when he has never had a single day's job that he has performed in his life. So he doesn't know the pains of an unemployed youth. Whether he would have got a job or not, it would not have made any difference to him or his family. So an entitled prince trying to whip up an issue on which he has no moral authority to speak on is baffling at the very least.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg.
When I keep thinking about how in the last 60 years, the history of the country is a history of lost opportunities for India, I very honestly doubt the patriotism and the intent of these people. These guys weren't patriots. No, they weren't. Because if you are a patriot, you will not deliberately keep the people of your country poor. You will not deliberately deprive them of economic opportunities. These guys did it the last 60 years. And all of these people now have come together to fight Narendra Modi. Who is the opposition to Narendra Modi today? The opposition to Narendra Modi, my dear friends, is a consortium of private political parties and political families who have run their states and political territories like private jagirs. It's a coalition of dynasts, a coalition of crooked, corrupt political private entities who know their death, who know their time has come. If Modi gets elected again, the ways of the past 60 years will not continue again. All those dreams which perhaps Tejasvi Yadav was growing up with, thinking by one day even I will become like Lalu Prasad. He now knows that India has changed and that he cannot have another fodder scam because Modi will not allow it. Is why the entire dynasty from Kashmir to Kanyakumari have come together. From Omar Abdullah in Kashmir to MK Stalin in Kanyakumari, everybody want to stop Narendra Modi because they know their private enterprise will stop the Narendra Modi comes again. What is their agenda? Former Prime Minister Deve Gowda, who hails from my state, in a recent political rally, he said the only agenda of our coalition is to stop Modi. They're openly saying it. How can someone be more shameful? Modi is saying my agenda is a new India. My agenda is a $5 trillion economy. My idea is in 2020 a superpower. This is one agenda on the side. On the other hand, you have all of these jokers coming together and doing circus every single day and saying our agenda is to stop him.
Shut up. Girl, you talk too much. Shut up. Talk too girl, you too much. Shut up.
There are false equivalences drawn, like how Danish Aliji is now trying to draw false equivalence between Hindutva and like how it was drawn earlier as Hindutva and Islamism, how false equivalences are drawn. Let me give an example. In the previous discussion, there was a discussion going on about Jai Shri Ram as a slogan which we must all be vigilant against. There is a difference between Jai Shri Ram and there is a difference between La ilaha illallah. And the difference is this. While Jai Shri Ram means victory to Lord Rama, La ilaha illallah primarily and precisely means there is no God but Allah. It is denying the existence of other faiths and gods. This is the inherent exclusivist nature of Abrahamic religions like Christianity and Islam. Now, the false equivalence that I'm speaking about is this. Jai Shri Ram is made equal to La ilaha illallah, when theoretically, etymologically, it is not. RSS, Bajrang Dal, is made, a false equivalence is drawn. Bajrang Dal equals Simi. It is not. Simi is a cutthroat Islamic terrorist organization, and we must name it and shame it in that very manner.
Graham Staines and his sons were burnt alive by Bajrang Dal. It is a nationalist organization.
That's precisely my point, sir. Why was Graham Staines going and putting aggression on the Hindus and tribals there, trying to convert them? Conversion is the biggest form of religious intolerance and aggression.
Tejasvi, the charge against your party is that you're imposing one language, one culture, one idea of India, whereas India is made up of a plurality of ideas. You're trying to homogenize them into one unitary concept.
Rahul, if we approach facts with a non-prejudiced mind, common sense will dictate to us that reality is very different from the delusion that a few people are living in. Our dear friend, my respected learned member of parliament from the MIM, spoke about democracy and its strength. While his party in the parliament opposed the abrogation of Article 370, a vicious article which killed democracy in Jammu and Kashmir. Today they come and hear lecture on democratic rights. Jyotimani ji, like any young man or girl here, I am equally for the idea that each young man or girl in India must have the freedom to choose and love whoever she or he wants. That's a personal choice that must be respected. But unfortunately, your party does not believe in it, because until the abrogation of Article 370, a girl in Kashmir, if she chose to fall in love with a Kannadiga or a Tamilian, would lose her property rights. She couldn't get her inheritance. She had no choice to love. She had no choice to love who she wants. If she chose to love or marry someone from outside of Kashmir, she had to pay an extremely heavy price. And you opposed that, and today you are coming here and have an hypocritical sense, giving us a lecture on freedom of choice and who we should choose to love. Rahul, the fundamental philosophy of the Bharatiya Janata Party is about respecting the indigenous diversity about India. We respect every culture that is born in this land. Whether it is our languages, whether it is our dress, whether it is our customs, it is only the BJP which firmly believes that there is an inherent oneness in the cultural space of India, which apparently is so diverse. I was shocked to know that Jyotimani ji, I have tremendous respect for you, but what do you mean when you say India is not one nation? What do you mean we are not one nation? When a fellow Punjabi soldier dies at the border, it doesn't matter if I am a Kannadiga in Bangalore, I cry for him because I connect with him, because we are the same one nation.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
अरे क्या कर रहे हो? वीडियो पसंद आई तो वीडियो को लाइक कर दो, एक प्यारा सा कमेंट छोड़ दो, अरे चैनल को भी सब्सक्राइब कर दो यार।